Let's start with your name. Where'd your name come from?
Tef Kaluminoti. Well, Tef is short for Teflon. You know, that's what, kind of a name I kind of grew up with in the hood, where I'm from. Kaluminoti came from my West Coast homies. When I was out in the West Coast, they used to call me Kaluminoti because they said I reminded them of, some of the stuff I talked about in my songs reminded them of Tupac. So they always call me Kaluminoti all the time. So I just kind of took the Tef and the Kaluminoti and kind of put it together. So and I just been running with it ever since.
Now, where are you from?
Rocky Mount, North Carolina.
And what's your opinion of the state of rap music right now in North Carolina?
It's cool, but you know what I'm saying? It's like there's no support. It's like everybody is out to beat each other, instead of work together like Atlanta and Texas and Florida, and everybody's there working together. In Carolina, we still kind of divided, but that's the scene today. That's how things is going on today. So so some guys are in cliques and other guys are not in cliques, and it's so that's kind of do me. I don't even get caught up in that.
Now, give me a tour of your city. Let's start with the food. Favorite food spot?
Favorite food spot, it gotta be, if you're into soul food, it gotta be Gardner's. I like Jamaican food, Caribbean food, so, Taste of Paradise is kind of my spot in Rocky Mount, I say those are like my two favorite spots to go to.
And what do you order from each?
Oxtails at the Caribbean spot. At the soul food spot, I get some of everything. They got a buffet, so they kind of give you everything that you kind of want.
Now, what about the nightlife? Favorite strip club in Rocky Mountain?
It's not that many strip clubs. It used to have some spots like, we could really go to have a good time, but good things don't last forever, so they kind of shut them down. Mainly I party in Raleigh, majority of the time I'm in Raleigh. So, they got a couple spots there, Gentleman's Playground, a couple other spots like that, but, not like it used to be.
What about nightclubs, regular nightclubs? Do you have a favorite regular nightclub in Rocky Mountain?
Not really. I kind of bounce everywhere. I kind of, they got a spot called the Boat Ride, that we used to go to. That's the spot that kind of everybody kind of frequent to and go to in Rocky Mount, the Boat Ride.
Now, Raleigh, how far is that from?
Raleigh is like about 30 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like 30 minutes.
Now, aside from the nightlife and the food that we discussed, what are some other places or spots to check out in Rocky Mountain, if any, someone first time visiting Rocky Mountain? Anything else that sticks out to you?
Really, off the top, I'm trying to think of some spots, but it's like, my town is kind of like a small town. Like, I'm from a 50,000 population city. Actually top 10 worst cities in America. Yeah, if you go look on the list, you'll see Rocky Mount, North Carolina up there.
Worst cities, why worst cities?
It's crazy, man. Like every day, man, like somebody getting killed. You know what I'm saying? Like every day this year, somebody got killed every day. Rocky Mount's the murder capital of North Carolina. So it's serious out there,
Now, in places like Chicago, where they have a pretty serious murder rate, it's a lot of gang stuff. I've talked to people in New Orleans, and New Orleans has been on the list pretty heavily. And when I speak to people in New Orleans, they say it's not gang-related killings, but other stuff that lead people to kill. What's going on in Rocky Mountain that drives people to do what they do?
I don't, what it is? It's a lack of jobs. It's a lack of things to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, back in the day when I was coming up, it used to be a little more things to do. It's like this generation, they have nothing to do. So it's like, okay, what else to do? Grab a gun, shoot, smoke, get high. That's it. That's all. There's nothing for them to do. So I think that's part of the reason and part of the problem why the murder rate is so high. Lack of jobs, lack of opportunity. It's like with my music thing, like I had to leave because, you know, there's no opportunities. So, you know, I had to take my music outside of my city and take it worldwide and then bring it back home for my people to respect it, you know, and that's pretty much, you know, the logistics of it. So, you know, it's crazy.
Now, what could be done to fix this problem? Do you have a solution?
I think, in my personal opinion, I feel that if we had, again, like more jobs, more opportunity, you know, let the kids have fun. It's like they don't want them to have fun no more. It's like either you go to school, get a job, go home. That's it. If they hang out somewhere, you know, the police is running up on them, harassing them. So it's like, you know, I think more things for them to do, like, you know, community centers, you know, more events. Let them release, let them, you know, have fun for a change instead of being cooped up in the house all the time. You know, I think that was definitely changed, you know, some of the environment in the city.
Now, what about the lingo? What are some terms or some phrases one might hear in Rocky Mountain right about now, if any?
It changes so much. Like, you know, a lot of the gang stuff is kind of came into the city now, and, you know, so you got, you know, I try not to really get into slang because I don't want to say the wrong thing. You know what I'm saying? It'd be like, okay, you know, I be around a crib or I say this, I be around a blood and I say that, you know. I don't want to, you know, say the wrong thing. So I kind of stay to myself and kind of make my own slang up, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, I definitely know what it's like. I lived on the West Coast for 7 years, so, you know, I know what the gangs is really like. So.
Now, what about events? Are there any special events one would recommend in Rocky Mountain? Like, for example, in New Orleans, Mardi Gras is a huge ordeal.
Yeah, we have the Down East Festival. We have the Rambe Festival, you know, where it's like, you know, just bring the whole city together, everybody downtown, be like 25, 30,000 people out there. So, like, those are two main events, like, in the city. And the Down East Classic, definitely the Down East Classic. You know, it's like a big football, almost like our version of CIAA, pretty much.
What was so the okay, that's a football situation, but the festivals, what type of festivals are these that you're talking about? Give me a more of a description for someone that, now again, this is someone that's never been to Rocky Mountain you're describing this to. So
it's kind of like, you know, you got, you know, I mean, you can see some of everything out there. You get your smoked turkey legs, you get your, you know, your corn on the cob, you know, all types of food and, you know, face painting and, you know, stuff for the kids, balloons and stuff, and, you know, it's more of a big family day, you know, for everybody in the city to kind of come together and just, like, you know, see each other and, you know, enjoy each other out downtown. So, you know, I kind of enjoy it, you know, when I'm home.
All right, now let's take it back a little bit. What type of student were you in school?
Oh, I was actually I was a very good student. You know, I had pretty much good grades, you know, even though I never studied. You know, I had definitely pretty good grades. Certain subjects I didn't like, but majority overall, you know, I was a pretty good student.
Jobs you had growing up, if any?
My first job was I did a paper route. You know, I used to do paper route before I go to school. That was my first job. I say another job I had. I used to work at UPS. Couldn't work there long, slave labor. And I worked at Papa John's Pizza, believe it or not. Yeah.
Any crazy customer stories dealing with any of those jobs you just mentioned?
I wouldn't say crazy, but exciting probably when I met the owner of the Carolina Panthers. You know, I went to his house. I delivered pizza to his house one time, you know. But other than that, pretty much, you know, everything's on the up and up.
How'd you know it was his house?
Because I seen the Carolina Panther thing in his pool, you know, like he had a mansion. This was a crazy house, and I knew it was somebody regular. And then, you know, when I pulled up to the door and everything, his wife came to the door, and you know, I just happened to ask her. I was like, you know, what do y'all got to do with the Carolina Panthers? She was like, yeah, my husband is a co-owner. I was like, oh, okay.
In Rocky Mountain?
Yeah, Rocky Mountain. Yeah. He's one of the owners. I don't know if he still is at the, you know, now. You know, people can get in and get out, but I know at the time that he was a part of the, you know, one of the owners of the team.
Now, what's the worst thing you put your parents through?
The worst thing I put my parents through. Honestly, you know, I can never say I guess getting locked up. You know, yeah, I say getting locked up, going to jail, you know, doing the stuff that I was doing in the streets back then, like, you know, bringing shame to my mother, I guess, as she would say it, you know, bringing shame to her name. But, you know, I say that was probably the worst thing I done.
What's your message to the youth?
My message at this particular point is to inspire, to try to uplift kids, to show them that you have to go out here and have an entrepreneur mindset. Okay, most schools teaches us to go to school, get a job, that's it. Okay, you don't have to sell drugs in order to make money. You know what I'm saying? Like, I started my own label when I was 16. I've been running my label since I was 16. I sold over 150,000 records independent on my own because I got up and I went and I took the initiative to say, hey, I'm gonna go out here and sell these records. I'm gonna sell these CDs. So I found my way. You can find your way. There's other things that you could do to make money, you know, in life. So I just want to try to uplift them, to show them that there's other ways, there's other options. You don't have to be the biggest gangster, you know what I'm saying? Like, I done been shot, everything, but I don't brag about it because, you know, one thing I know, you know, I'm from that real era. Like, when you really done things, you don't want to talk about it. Most real people that really been shot, that really been robbed, that really been, you know, did the street things, they don't want to talk about it. Why do they want to talk about it for? You know what I'm saying? You hate even thinking about it. So, you know what I'm saying? So I just want to inspire them, you know, and to show them by example. Not only inspire them, but to lead by example.
Now let's talk music a little bit.
Okay.
What do you hate the most about the music industry? What's your biggest pet peeve?
Copycats, man. These dudes, it's like, what happened to hip hop? I mean, to me, it's just like, okay, you know, Future doing this thing, let Future be Future. Let whoever be whoever, like, don't try to copy to me. I come from the era of originality. And I think this particular era, it's not that much originality. And, you know, people, you know, they want to make excuses. It's a lot of lazy artists. Artists are lazy. You know, people don't want to grind how I grind in the beginning. Like Master P, I was watching an interview with him, and he was dead on. Like, I come from that era. I come from the era of selling CDs out trunk of my car. Even I still do it to this day. I got 1,000 CDs in the car right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, that I'm gonna sell. Not my homeboy, not my cousin, me. You know what I'm saying? I know I can get that money. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't depend on nobody. And by me always doing that for over the years, it's like, I'm used to that. So when I come across these new artists that want somebody to give them something for nothing, I'm looking at them like, bruh, come on, man. You better get your ass out there and grind, bro, like I did. like Smallz did, like Gotti did. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, Master Peeves, a whole bunch of other bosses I can salute. You know what I'm saying? Like, they did it. You know what I'm saying? So you have to do the same thing they did. What makes you think you're special? This generation think they special. They're not special because we wasn't special. We had to do the same thing before us, and you gonna have to do the same thing that we did. Period. That's just what it is.
Top 3 things you need in the studio.
Definitely gotta have my smoke.
What type of strain?
I'm a sour diesel guy. You know, I like sour. Definitely the Moon Rocks. You know, Moon Rocks is definitely on. You know, Caviar Gold. You know, I really like the Caviar Gold. Yeah, shout out to them. You know, I've been trying to get at y'all anyway. But yeah,
Two more.
I say Caviar Gold, Red Bull, and my Altoids. You know, Altoids. You know, open me up before I hit the booth.
Craziest studio story, if you have one.
Craziest studio story. Me and Bone Crusher, man. Your Bone Crusher, I did a song with him back in '03. We had a single out called Get Down. Shout out to Bone Crusher for giving me the opportunity. Yeah, he was just funny, man. Like that was my first time in ATL. Like we was in the House of Crunk, recording the House of Crunk, and he was just hilarious. Like he's a character, man. Well, you know, we had real good fun, man. We had a good time, man, and I learned a lot from him. You know, also, I say same type of situation, but I never thought I would meet t-boz from TLC, and I had the opportunity to write for her and to do a song with her. It never came out or nothing, but you know, just the opportunity to work with her was to me was a highlight for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's a legend, so it's like I got a chance to work with t-boz. You know, so that's one of the I guess it ain't crazy story, but memorable, you know, stories, you know, that I can think of right now.
What's the realest song you ever wrote so far in your whole catalog of music?
I got so many, man. Because I write from the heart. So it's like, it's hard for me to say that a song is the realest song, because every song to me is real. Because I write it, I feel it. So it's like saying, which one of your kids you love the most? I love all my kids. So I could never choose. So, you know, I could say some songs I like more than this one, but I love all my kids, all my music. So that's a hard question. I can't really answer that, to be honest.
What are your keys to success?
In my opinion, I think the key to success is perseverance, determination, never quit. Never quit. Even when it's looking ugly, never quit, because I done seen some bad times. And it's been plenty of times I thought about saying, you know what, this music business ain't even worth it. I'm going to do something else. But they keep calling me back. And I love it. So it's not really like I'm in it for the money, you know, because I make money, but I love hip hop. So it's like, you know, and it's a stress reliever for me. So I think, you know, some of the keys to success is just and no matter what you in, whether it's hip hop or basketball, I mean, whatever you're doing, I think to take it serious what you're doing, study, research what you're doing, so you know what you're doing as much as you can, because you never know it all. You know, things change every day, you know, in life. So, you know, you got to stay up to speed with things. So, excuse me. I think, you know, like I said, you know, those are some of in my opinion, some of the keys to success.
So what you got going on right now?
At this moment, I have a new mixtape I just dropped called No Retreat, No Surrender. You can definitely get it off of my website, iamtef.com. You can download it, it's free. Also, I got other music up there y'all guys can check out. Also, I have my own line of shoes called TK Veni'cha's. You can go to tkveni'cha.com. That's TKVeni'cha.com. Tag and leather, handmade, no cheap shit. Real quality, you know what I'm saying? So I think y'all guys will like that. And that's my at this particular moment, that's my main focus is my shoe line and my music. So those are like the two things I'm pushing currently at the moment. But also, doing a little acting on the side too, as well. So, working on a documentary called The Ugly Side of the Industry. Because I want cats to see the real. Not the fantasy, not the made up, drawn up stuff that you see on TV. No, the real. So, there's times of bullshit promoters. I remember you, like you was one of the people that I remember you made a video one time talking about promoters. And I posted it, I shared it 100 times because I wanted everybody to see that because, it's a lot of bullshit as promoters. You know what I'm saying? Like, they really be bullshit. So, and that needed to be addressed, and I never thought that a DJ on your level would ever address that. And you did, and you stepped out, and I definitely salute you on that. So, that's what I'm working on, and I want to show the upcoming artists, this is what this game is really about. No sugarcoat, nothing, straight Hennessy, no chaser. You know what I'm saying? And it's gonna be raw. It's gonna be some things people gonna like. It's gonna be some things people might not like. But it's all real. And at the end of the day, that's what we need more of. People being real and showing them not the glitz and glamour, because a lot of these dudes are broke. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm on my Master P shit. I'm on some 85% shit. I'm not signing a 7% deal. You know what I'm saying? So, and for those who don't know, y'all can look that up. A 7% deal. So you can't be balling too much with a 7% deal. And and another thing is, these guys be how should I say? I don't like another thing. It's kind of back to the other question that you asked me before that I forgot to mention. I don't like the fact that these guys try to act like they're doing so much off of OPM, other people's money. Like, why did you have to go get signed to blow up? Why did you have to go get signed to do what you doing now? You could have did it. You and your homeboys could have got together and pitched in and did it the same way. Come straight to a DJ Smallz. Come straight to a Vlad or whoever. You know what I'm saying? And put your stuff out there. I just think that a lot of the business need to be shown more instead of the fantasy. And that's just my opinion. Some people might like it. Some people might like, fuck this dude. What were you talking about? But that's my opinion because I really lived this. I've been doing it. I've been in this business since I was 16 years old. I started my own label when I was 16. Nobody has ever gave me nothing. So my view is going to be a little bit different from a person that took the deal. I had a deal, so I know what it's like to take a deal. I signed a deal when I was 14. So that's why I have the experience to know to say, don't go that route. If you're going to take $30,000 from a label, you can go out there and sell 3,000 copies. That's all they saying you worth. If a label give you $30,000, that means you're only going to sell 3,000 copies. So that needs to be said versus, oh, I'm signed, I'm good. Oh, I'm making money, I'm balling. Yo, we out here popping bottles, we doing this, Like, come on, that's not reality. That's not reality. And, it's time to get back to the reality, man. So, that's pretty much about it.